Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Hello, Montgomery County. You are listening to the Moco Montgomery County Sideline Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike Thomas. Yes, they've let us back on the air again. We must be doing something right. We haven't done that much wrong. We're still talking about local high school community sports, and there's so much going on. It is definitely fall. This is our fourth show. Title of this show, we were talking about ambition. That's going to be our life value and skill. And you're going to hear a little bit about ambition today. But it is fall for sure. You can tell by a little bit of the cooler temperatures in the air, and it may not necessarily be fake fall. It may be the real thing coming for sure. But you can also tell because I am having a full-blown allergy attack. So the lower bass tones from the voice today, not because I hit puberty this week finally. I think I did that a few years ago. But no, the allergies are alive and well. So my apologies for the voice, but thank you for joining and listening in because we have another great show with two great interviews from local high school athletic coaches. But before we get into that, a quick recap of what's going on around the community in volleyball. Grand Oaks going for their three-peat, going for their third straight state championship, has already clinched their district playoff berth. They are 11-0, so congrats to the Grand Oaks squad, ladies volleyball squad. But it is a close race right behind them. Oak Ridge is 9-2 in the district. College Park is 8-3, and a very good Willis team is 7-4. So there's going to be a great playoff run for some more teams there. And over on the football side, we actually, in the 6A state rankings, we actually have 3 schools in the top 10 statewide. So congratulations to number 10 Magnolia, who I believe is 5-0 at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, Magnolia is 5-0. Congratulations, Coach Martin. The Woodland squad is ranked number 8. We heard from their coach in our last show, and of course they're having another great season. But a team that is looking like a team of destiny and definitely on a big roll. The College Park Cavaliers ranked at number 6. I've had the chance to get out and see College Park play a couple of times this year. I keep trying to catch other squads. I went to see Conroe, and they were playing College Park. I went to see Willis, and they were playing College Park. So I've seen College Park play 3 times now this fall already, and it's amazing. I don't know what the coach is doing or what kind of donuts they're having at halftime, but they are playing some very close first halves and then coming out in the second half of these games and just blowing teams out. They have scored over 50 points 3 different games. They're 7-0. Yeah, 7-0. And 1, 2, 3, 5 times they have scored more than 50 points. So this is a very strong-looking team, now ranked high in the state. For our show today, we've got a couple of great interviews. We're going to be joined in just a few minutes by Assistant Athletic Director of Willis High School, Ken Mizell, gives us a little bit of background on his story and how he wound up not only becoming a coach, but joining the Willis community and how passionate he is about that. And then before we wrap up our show, we have a great interview with lady basketball head coach from the Conroe Tigers, the ladies coach, and also Assistant Athletic Director, Tamisha Houston. She's been at that school now for, I think she said 12 or 13 years, a lot of years. So fantastic program there. Conroe does a lot of great things, and Coach Houston contributes a lot, not only just to the ladies basketball program, which is truly building, but to the entire, helping support the entire school athletic programs. And she even touches on some great things that are going on with some of the other programs, including the cross country team. We'll touch on that in a little bit, but they actually had a freshman set a new school record on the cross country squad. So a lot of great things going on around sports, around the community. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to the Moco Sideline Sports Show. Again, I'm your host, Mike Thomas, and as always, we thank Lone Star Community Radio for giving us a few minutes on the air to talk about local sports. Thanks a lot. We'll be right back.
Car enthusiasts of Conroe, FM 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio invites you to shift into gear every Monday from 1 to 2 with Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy for news on all things automotive in the greater Houston-Conroe area. Can't make a live show? We've got you covered. You can find all of our uncut content, including full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Play Store, YouTube, Facebook, and irlonestar.com. Again, that's Mondays 1 to 2, Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy. See you there.
Hi, this is the Moco Sideline Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike Thomas, and we are joined live in studio here on the phone with Ken Mizell, Assistant Athletic Director for Willis High School. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, I know it's game day there for Willis, and we're in the middle of football season, so you've got a whole lot going on, but thanks for giving us just a few minutes of your time. What's going on with Willis High School and with your athletic department these days?
Well, we're full bore in middle school sports, has volleyball and 7th and 8th grade football going on. So that's Monday and Tuesday. The girls' volleyball is on Thursday. Wednesday night we kind of get a break unless we play on Thursday afternoon or Thursday game. And then we have obviously freshman level sports at the freshman and JV level for football. And then Tuesday and Friday is girls volleyball at the high school. So it's a busy time of year.
It sure is. And I know it doesn't stop once you get into the winter and even the spring. It gets even busier. So I know there's no rest. And coaches might have their season and their off season, but for someone who wears an AD hat, an athletic director hat, yeah, you're 24/7, 365. You're year-round busy with sports. Tell us a little bit more about you, Coach. How long have you been with the Willis District, and how did you wind up here?
Well, I've been with Willis. This is in the middle of my second year. I actually started coaching in 1983, which is probably before most of you. I played ball in the Metroplex, got a scholarship to Air Force Academy.
Nice.
And went to the prep school for the first semester, and I knew from the jump that I wanted to be a coach. And the academies, and my son is assistant head coach at West Point Academy, and those guys are built for one thing, and that's to develop our military. And if you don't want to be in that jet, and my dad worked 40 years with American Airlines, so if you don't want to be in that jet, they find a way to get you out. And I knew I wanted to coach, so I left after the first football season. Went to junior college, got a scholarship to Nevada, Reno out of that, stayed there, played my last 3 years there. GA, the senior banquet was Sunday. Monday morning at 5:45 a.m., I was in the coach's office saying, all right, what do I do? And I started there in 1983 and have been coaching. I had a 12-year space, and it's kind of I always talk about this in the professional world. I was in education. This is now 44 years. 12 of those years, though, were in the private business, and I was a car guy. And oh my God, that's a completely different creature. If you can teach somebody to sell a car, you can coach football. I promise you.
There's a lot of leadership and development there. That's for sure. That's for sure. It takes a lot of ambition and a lot of discipline with that. That is definitely a skill set. So for sure. So you've always been a football. Go ahead.
I've been an AD and head football coach, predominantly, coached football.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 5 years, I've coached girls volleyball at Spring High School, which is where Trent and I met. Trent and I met in 2014.
Okay.
He was the receiver coach. Our head coach was a guy named Sam Parker at that time. I had worked with Sam's dad. This was way back when Sam was an 8th grader at Cleveland ISD, and worked for him at North Texas. And anyway, I got out of college this time. Like, if I'm gonna do what I want to do, I'm gonna do what I love for the rest of my life. And so I came to Houston from the Metroplex and went to work I called Sam's dad and I said, how's it going? He always knew somebody that needs a job. And
right.
So his son needs help. So I came to Spring High School. I was coach to running backs. Trent was the receiver coach. Coach Parker called the plays. And then Trent became the offensive coordinator. I was the defensive coordinator. and we had a great run. Our first 3 years there, we went 4 rounds, 5 rounds, and 3 rounds, and then Sam left, and Trent and I shared an office, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, you've got the experience, you know more football than all of us combined. You want to go get this job at Spring?" I said, "Boss, I don't want this job. I'm perfectly happy going. Now the head coach's office is right over there." But I said, "Trent, we'll get behind you. Put your stuff together and we'll get the job." So he gets the job and he comes back to me and I, "Hey, congratulations." And we're high-fiving in our office. And then I go, "But you're not done."
Yep.
He goes, "You got to go get your master's, coach." I said, "Because at some point in time, and this is how God works in crazy ways, there's going to be a one-horse town that needs a head football coach and an AD. And if you have your master's in education, you're going to be qualified for both." And he goes, "Dang." So he takes it, and it's right in the middle of COVID. So he gets his, goes through Lamar, gets it online, Zooms every meeting, gets his master's degree, perfect. And then sure enough, he calls me back in 2024 and says, "Hey, I think I'm getting an AD job. I need you to come with me." And that's how it happened.
Yeah, it all lined up. That's one of the things I love about sports. It's such a close and tight community sometimes, and it allows you to build those close relationships and then keep them. A lot of times in business or in life itself, you might build a relationship with someone. You might have a great working connection with someone, but then you wind up going different directions. But with
Right.
sports and coaches, you can build your staff, you can build your core unit, and then take them to different schools and different teams and organizations. You see it at every level. You see it at every level, from middle school, like where you're at, all the way up, and you hear it in the NFL and other major leagues. So, no, that is a great story, and I know we're very blessed to have you in our community. Willis is very lucky to have you. Obviously, you bring a lot of great experience, great advice, and great education. Can you take just a couple of minutes here and walk us through? I don't know how you can put this into just a couple of minutes, but what is a day-to-day routine like for you? You've got so many bases to cover. You were telling me a minute ago you're the stadium manager there, and you've got responsibilities from junior high all the way up to the high school. What's a day in the life of Coach Mizell look like?
Well, let's take today. Today's a little calmer than normal because, varsity football is getting ready for their game. Varsity volleyball is getting ready for a game. So there's a lot different when the preparation is already done. My job is to get, and Trent told me, "You're going to love Willis because if there's one thing Willis community loves, it's their athletics. They are passionate about their sports. We've been really good in softball last year. We were really good in baseball the last 2 years. Lost to Tomball in the playoffs, deep in the playoffs on baseball side. But we have a passion for football that our stadium just busts at the seams. We had the biggest crowd we've ever had last Friday night. Unfortunately, in our loss to College Park, but it was an amazing event and night. So my job is to kind of get those things set up. We have parking. Let's just say priorities. We have place. You got to put the buses in the right place. You got it's a huge deal. You got to get the athletic trainers close. We have an ambulance on duty. You can't ever have the ambulance not on duty when you're in the UIL rules.
Right. People don't realize all the logistics that go behind putting together an event like that. And I was at that game, by the way, Coach, and you're right. That stadium was rocking. And even though College Park represented, and of course it was a great game, it really was a good game. And it was close for a long time. But there's no doubt that had a college atmosphere to it with the bands, the noise, the crowd, and then just a great game. Both sides of the ball, both teams. That was a great night.
It was really fun. We've had to buy. We've had a couple of shots at the bond trying to do a new stadium, but we have purchased portable bleachers now. So we our band camps out in there. God bless them for being, passionate about what they do. They're very good at what they do, but they also, decided, hey, we'll take this seat so that we can have a few more seats in the stands. Our drill team has been really great. They've had a couple of different spots. We finally have them in a spot over on our side. It's as a head coach and as a community, we have a outstanding fan base, and I'm just so blessed to work in this community. They are so passionate about it, and they love what they do, and they support their programs.
That's
All
what
of them.
it's what it's all about. And I know right before we started the call here, you were talking about some great things going on with some of the other programs with the school. I think you mentioned some success with the cross country team. Tell us what's going on a little bit with some of the other teams at the school.
Well, we have golf is a year-round sport. Golf has got a bunch of returning guys in on the boys' side. We have a brand new coach in girls golf doing some really nice things. Basketball's getting ready. Basketball has had guys try out this weekend. The girls are a week ahead in basketball, so they are a week ahead of boys basketball. But they're beginning. You always know it's time for basketball when you got to go get the gym floors redone. So
That's a big project.
It's a project. We're built at the middle school. We're repurposing some locker rooms so that we can have a more than adequate weight room for both the boys and the girls. I'm so excited about that project. That's going to start in fall break actually this week, and we're kind of repurposing some lockers. We're not really investing in anything except maybe upgrading our athletic weight room equipment for Gotham. So Kathy has a brand new weight room. Botham will have a brand new weight room, and
Good.
then Lucas has a weight room here at the field house that is amazing. They share with baseball and softball. So all of our facilities are upgrading, and so it's been a fast and furious year for sure. We had a girl get out in cross country, advancing to regional, so that's great. We're actually
Great.
host
Good.
meet track, which is the first time in a couple of years that they haven't. We have the facilities now available here at Yates that we're going to host. I think we have 3 different opportunities to host to come in the spring season. So excited about that for people to come see our facilities and actually host a track meet here.
Well, the Moco Sideline Sports Show would love to know more about that once those seasons roll around, and I'll definitely try to get out there and see what we can, watch what we can, and cover as much of it. So, hey, Coach, before we let you go, tell us a little bit more. Tell us what you do if you ever get a few minutes away from work. What do you do for fun? We've been looking at a great image of you here, of you out on the golf. You look like you belong on a golf course, man. I thought maybe that was a PGA shot. You're kind of at home out there on the course. What do you get to play a lot, or what do you do for fun, man?
I love golf. I play golf. My wife is the kind of, she gets about 7 holes and goes, hey, that's good. And she enjoys the ride. I'm in a golf course. But we went to Florida this year, and I went to TPC Sawgrass. And oh my gosh, that was just unbelievable. I mean, it was worth every penny. I say that, but I'm a golfing nut. So I have a kind of a, wish list of golf courses I want to play, and this was one of them. So my wife loves the beach, so we had a condo on the beach, and then we also drove over and hit TPC Sawgrass. So it was a great vacation.
Well,
really
Florida was the perfect
Florida.
destination then. You were both happy. So let's find a course around here. Let's go play around. If you can get away for a few minutes here. I don't know if it ever slows down, but whenever I can get you out, let's go play.
We'd love to do that. I appreciate all you guys do for supporting sports here in Montgomery County. Thank you so much.
Hey, we're trying. And as you know, Coach, this is a brand new show and a brand new idea, so please help spread the word. We're on YouTube and Spotify, and we've got a Facebook page and all that. But, yeah, this is a brand new idea, and this is exactly what we're trying to do is just let folks in our community know what's going on with the great athletes and the great athletic programs and obviously the coaches and other support staff. There's so many great stories going on, and we just want to bring those to light, put a spotlight on a lot of the great things in our community, especially with these kids. So, Coach, thank you for joining us. We've been joined here by Coach, Assistant AD and Coach Ken Mizell from Willis High School. Coach, thank you for taking a minute on game day, taking a few minutes to call into the show, man.
Not to interrupt, but we have a limited number of times to see the best player in the state of Texas, Jermaine Bishop. I would be remiss if I didn't say that. He's been a blessing here at our school, and he is an amazing player. And I coached in college for 10 years. I've seen some good guys, but this guy's something else. So please come out and support him and support the Wildcats. Thanks for all you do.
You're right, and I've heard that he's as solid of a person from his character off the field as he is on the field. So I've heard wonderful things.
Super kid.
All right, great. Thank you for mentioning that. And you're right, folks. If you have a chance to get out and see Willis play and see Jermaine play, he's a community star. He's a local, great talent. Coach, thanks again. We're going to catch up with you soon. Have a great day and good luck tonight.
I appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, that was Assistant Athletic Director Ken Mizell from Willis High School, joining us for a few minutes on a very busy day. Every day for him is busy. He's supporting the Willis athletic programs from junior high all the way up through all the different high school athletic programs. Wonderful conversation, great story, and a lot of experience. And he certainly has a lot of passion to help support the community. So we're very blessed and lucky that he was able to join us for a few minutes today on the Moco Sideline Sports Show.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gold Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This is your host, Mike Thomas, with the Moco Sideline Sports Show. We are joined. This is an amazing conversation we're about to have. So excited to have Tamisha Houston join us from Conroe High School. She wears a couple of hats, and we're gonna talk about both of those roles a little bit. Full-time, long-time ladies basketball coach. So we're gonna talk basketball. It's the first basketball conversation we've had on the show. I love it. The season's coming real soon, Coach.
Yes, the first day for after school practice is October 22nd.
Oh, that's not next week, but week after. Oh yeah, that's here. It's here. It's coming.
Yes.
All right, terrific. But you're also the assistant athletic director for the school, or maybe one of the assistant ADs, but you wear both of those hats. Am I right?
Yes. So what we do here in Conroe ISD is we have one athletic director, and that's Chris Ferris. And then each campus has an athletic coordinator, which generally that is the football coach. And then you have the assistant athletic coordinator, which can be the coach of any other sport. So I am the assistant athletic coordinator.
Got it. Okay. All right. So let's talk about that role for a second, because as you know, the purpose of the Moco Sideline Sports Show is to bring fans, alumni, and friends closer to the game, closer to the sidelines, and find out what's going on. So it's real easy to get online and talk and follow volleyball teams and of course football. We had a great conversation with Coach Hardiman last show. But there are so many amazing things going on with other sports. In the fall, we have cross country, water polo. That's a thing. That's a big thing.
It's a big thing,
especially for Conroe. What else is going on in the fall, and what all do you get involved in, Coach?
So right now, and it's funny that you mentioned water polo, because our girls, well, both water polo teams have been killing it, but our girls have been doing an amazing job. Last night, they won their 11th game in a row. This year, I believe we are back-to-back district champs.
Congratulations. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes. Last season, we ended the season ranked number 16 in the state. So our girls water polo has been really killing it, and not to take anything away from the guys, because they're doing amazing as well. And then, like you mentioned, we have cross country that's going on. We just recently took some guys to Texas A&M. We have a freshman that is currently he just set or broke a record that stood for a long time. And then our girls cross country, they're going and they're competing at all these meets and doing an amazing job as well.
Tell us more about that A&M connection that you talked about, and tell us more about the record that you broke. That's huge. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Something happened with the volume. Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you mentioned a couple of really exciting things there, and in that last response, tell us a little bit more about that. You said you took some folks to A&M. What happened there? Tell us more about that opportunity.
So, our boys cross country coach, he sometimes takes our guys to these big meets and on these college universities. And I think it's more so for the experience and as well for the competition for them to be able to run against kids that they may not run against on a regular basis.
Okay.
And we all know that when you're running against somebody that might be faster than you, that's going to force you to pick it up a little bit. And so I think it helps to push them a little bit further than what they're used to and get them to realize that, hey, I might be able to, run this time on a consistent basis.
Fantastic. And what was the record that was broken? Tell us more about that.
I cannot remember, but it's a freshman. Let me grab my phone, see if I can pull it up. The service in this building is not bad, but it was a record that I believe it stood for maybe the 90s. I could be wrong, but he just recently broke that. Um, I'm trying to see if I can't pull it up on Twitter, X, you know, all the different names that it has.
Yeah, exactly. It's renamed. I tell you, if you want to look that up later, send it to me. I can tell the folks about it. I can tell our listeners about it in uh,
Okay.
in our recap and our roundup. So, um, as you know, we do a show within a show, and we always talk about a life value and a life skill that is learned in sports, and it can be learned in a lot of other activities, but then definitely gets applied later in life, whether it's later in the sports world or even just in the job place, the workplace, the family, and the home. We've talked about things like character and dedication. Today, we're talking about ambition a little bit. I'd love to go a little bit deeper into what we were just talking about with the water polo folks, with cross country. Those are tremendous. I don't even know the skill set and the fitness and the conditioning that it must take to be amazing at water polo. I was an okay athlete, but you put me in a pool, you put me in water, and I'm done. That's a whole new world. So I have so much admiration for what they do. Talk about the ambition. We're talking about ambition today, that it takes to go out for a sport where you don't get a lot of notoriety. The lights aren't on you every Friday night like a football. What does it take to be an athlete in one of those sports where you're doing it for the sake of you, the sake of team, the sake of competition, but it's not one of the bigger glamour sports?
So for me, I feel like that for all of those athletes that play, it has to be for the love of the sport, the love of competition, the love of getting out there and competing with your friends, and a little bit of proving that maybe, hey, we do deserve some of the notoriety. Um, I went to a water polo game last season, and that was my first one. So I'm watching and I'm learning as I'm watching. And then of course I'm kind of comparing it to basketball because you got a ball, you're trying to put it in the net. And so those ladies were out there competing amazing, and there was so much energy. And for them to have the stands packed, to have people there supporting them and cheering for them, it had to feel good. And so, like I said, I think it's just for the love of being in the water, the love of swimming, and having that feel for competition.
No, absolutely. I played a lot of baseball, and then into college, one of my best friends actually and I went to a small college, and I grew up in the Midwest. Been here 25 years now, got here as fast as I could, but grew up in the Midwest. And one of my best friends in college actually got me to go out for the rowing team. Again, not a high notoriety sport, not well known. In fact, we were just four guys in a boat paddling along. And my first year, I rowed with all of the other novice rookie guys. The first year I was out, and we came dead last every race. I mean, dead last every single race. And we were far from success. But the next year I moved up, And I got to row with my buddy and the other varsity guys. And in our very first race, you have the coxswain who's calling out the commands and coaching you in the boat. And we're in our very first race, and he's like, okay, we're into the race. We're passing our first boat. And I'm like, wait, I've never passed a boat before. I want to watch. And I wanted to stop and watch. And I was like, no, we got to keep rowing. But the ambition, absolutely. So let me ask you this one more question about the ambition piece of it. You played. You're a Navasota alum. You did big things out there. You finished school. You finished your high school career. Did you decide right away to go into coaching? How did the ambition that you had as an athlete help you and get applied into getting a great career started?
So it's a funny story that when I was a sophomore in high school, we had a football coach, Mike Spradlin. Some people may know him. He's coached at Temple, coached at up north. He was an assistant at U of H for a while, where he was at Navasota, and two of his daughters, they played with me. And so they were great, just an amazing family. And he was great. And so he told me, he said, I think you'd be a great coach one day because you have such a love for the sport. And so I remembered that. And then, I finish and go to college. My first semester, I think, I want to be a pediatrician. I want to make money. Found out how much school that was actually going to take.
Yeah.
And kind of changed my mind really, really quickly. But still going through college, I played at McLennan, and then I finished up at Tarleton State. And I saw that there was a job open at Blinn College. And, I just threw my name out there to see if I could get an interview. And the coach there remembered coaching against me when I was at McLennan. So he gave me an interview and I ended up getting the job. So I graduate from Tarleton, and then 2 weeks later, I'm an assistant at Blinn, coaching young ladies that I very well could have been playing with. And so getting out there and getting my feet wet in the college level, it was eye-opening. I did a year at Blinn, and then I did 3 years back at McLennan working for my former head coach. And so I spent my first 4 years junior college, and I was young. And, at that time I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be a Division I college basketball coach one day. And I'm just excited about it. And throughout time, I just kind of needed to get a little bit of distance between myself and the college kids. And so I was able to go back to my alma mater, and I was able to coach for my high school head coach and coach my sister for a year. And so I spent 2 years at Navasota. So after those 2 years, I started thinking that maybe being a head high school coach was something that I really could and wanted to do. And I already knew the work ethic that it was going to take. And as you said, the ambition, because you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to do things on a consistent basis, and continue to grow and learn in order to achieve your goals. And so after a stop at Huntsville, I made it here. And thanks to Dr. Mark Weatherly and Coach Robert Walker, they are the ones that gave me my very first head coaching job. And so I've been here at Conroe, and I think I've kind of fallen in love with the place because this is the longest that I've ever
Well, we hope you stick around a really long time. And it looks like your team is continuing to have a little bit more and more success every year. Obviously, a lot of ambition is being applied. But when you apply passion, ambition, and strategy and tactic, most times you wind up with success. Your team was, I think, 17-11 last year, which was a couple of games better than the year before, the season before. So things seem to be moving in the right direction for you and the Lady Tigers. Hey, everybody, this is Mike. Thanks for tuning in and listening to the Moco Sideline Sports Show today. We're taking a quick break here just to thank the folks at Lone Star Community Radio for supporting us and having us on the air. And this is a chance for you to listen up, especially if you're a business owner. Consider sponsoring our show and supporting this station. What a great resource Lone Star is in our community, bringing a lot of different shows and content and podcasts. But the best part of all is the organization is a 501c3 nonprofit. So if you're a business owner and want to grow your business in our community and find more customers, listen, partner and support the Moco Sideline Sports Show. You're talking about high school sports, which is always a positive thing. We always bring a positive angle and tell some great stories of what's going on in our community. You're partnering with the sports world, which is obviously great to help build a brand, but then you are also supporting a 501c3 nonprofit. So everything that you spend, every penny that you donate and contribute is going to be tax deductible for you. So there's benefits all the way around to your organization, to your business. So please consider sponsoring. Now you need more information, and here's how you get it. Reach out to www.irlonestar.com, irlonestar.com. That's going to get you all the information that you need about how to be a sponsor. Tell them you want to sponsor the Moco Sideline Sports Show, and we'll help each other out. Thank you.
So, when I got here my very first year, I never forget, we won 9 games. And I was like, oh God, what did I get myself into? Well, my point guard at the time went down the very first district game with an ACL injury. And so that kind of reshaped everything that we thought that we were going to be able to do. The next year she came back and we went 25-8. I won my very first playoff game as a head coach. And so that was pretty exciting. And she is actually one of my assistants now. So the one that kind of helped me get this ball rolling in the right direction is now working with me. And we've been able to make 7 consecutive playoff appearances. And in the 21-22 season, we made it to the regional tournament by the grace of God and a little bit of luck on the back end. We made it to the regional tournament and faced Duncanville. And so, we're really excited about the direction of the program and how we've been able to continue to keep that success. And a lot of times on social media, you'll hear or see that we put the hashtag earn it, because I try to instill in them that you have to earn everything, earn it every day. Nobody's going to give you anything. And so I think that kind of ties into ambition, because you have to do the small things every day and you have to earn the right to win those games every day.
In sport and in this world, yeah, nobody hands it to you. No one's going to hand it to you. You got to want it and want it more. And we see it every day in sport, whether it's at the high school level, college or pros. It really, at the end of the season, when the teams that make the playoff runs, the NCAA tournament is one of the most exciting things every year, because you get to see those teams and those players that truly want it more than the other team on the court. So very, very good. We always wrap up. We got to wrap this conversation up, Coach. I could ask you, we could talk so long about so many things. We're going to wrap up in just a second, but with the season coming up so soon, practice is starting in about 2 weeks. What would fans and the community expect to see in your team this year?
I'm really excited about the direction that we're going this year. We're returning the core of our group. We got 2 freshman guards that were able to get a lot of experience last year at the varsity level. So they're going to log a lot of minutes for us. We have 2 6'2" post players that are seniors that I'm excited about because I love big post players. So I'm anticipating that, we will get out, we're going to compete, and fingers crossed for an 8th consecutive playoff appearance. And so I think there's going to be some excitement. These girls are athletic, they're fast, they like to run, they like to make it an exciting game. So I'm happy to see where we end up.
You've got experience, you've got talent, you've got height and quickness, you've got a good combination. That's going to be exciting to watch this year. I'm excited for you.
Let's hope we can put it all together. And I know we have to wrap up, but I have to just give a shout out to the amazing things that we are doing in the athletic program, if that's okay.
Absolutely. That's what you're here for. Go for
So
it.
we have 13 sports, and not including our cheer and our dance, but 13 sports. And last year, 11 made it to the postseason. And so
Outstanding.
that's pretty awesome.
That is.
Golf is growing. Last year, we sent a young man to the regional tournament for the first time in a while, 8 years to be exact. This year, we have a guy and a young lady that have a chance to make it out in golf. Tennis numbers are growing. We have a beautiful new facility located on our freshman campus. And each year we continue to move up a rank in district. Boys soccer last year was 17-5-2. They lost in the area round to Klein Kane, who eventually won state. And in that game, we went to double overtime and penalty kicks. And I actually made it to that game, and it was very exciting. So
That
um,
close. They were that
I
close.
would
That is
I would
exciting.
encourage anybody to watch our boys soccer team. They are amazing. Baseball made it to the playoffs last year for the first time in over 20 years, and they won their first playoff series. So that was super exciting for them. And our softball team, they have either shared or won outright the district championship the last 3 years. Last year, we made it to the fourth round. And we have 7 young ladies that are committed and ready to sign in November in our early signing day. Um, our boys basketball made it back to the playoffs last year after a year away. And so there's a lot of great things going on in our athletic program, and we're super, super excited.
You should be. That is a long, long list of accomplishments and achievements, and that's a lot of leaders and coaches and people doing a lot of the right things to not only help them develop and be successful on the court, on the field, on the course, but they're developing the skills and learning all of the things about how to be great people, great leaders, great young adults off the field, and all that's being applied as well. So, thank you for that recap. That's exactly why the Moco Sideline Sports Show exists. If you didn't catch the introduction, we're here with Coach Tamisha Houston, ladies basketball coach at Conroe High, and obviously contributes a lot and has a good handle on what's going on with the entire athletic department as one of the assistant athletic coordinators right there in the high school. Coach, before we let you go, we do a fun thing to round up and recap every interview that we do. We call it the Sideline Shuffle. So this is kind of one of the we're gonna drop about 5 questions real quick. It's got nothing to do with your job or basketball. This is just some fun stuff about you. Okay.
Okay.
This is kind of like you got 30 seconds left on the clock. You got 1, maybe 2 possessions. You got to hit them, right? So this is just fast, quick action. This is fun stuff. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I think so.
All right. No, it's a good time. All right. Question number 1. If you were in your favorite TV show or movie, what would you be? What role would you play? Tell us about one of your favorite entertainments.
I'm kind of embarrassed to say that I've kind of been sucked into the reality TV show area right now. So I think I want to be a rich housewife.
That's a good talk about ambition. That's a good goal right there.
I think I want to be a rich housewife, but on a serious note, since that's just so out of pocket, I would want to be Olivia Pope. And you may not remember, but this was a series called Scandal.
Oh, okay. I saw a couple of episodes. I didn't catch the name.
So she was just this powerful figure that
She was a
got
force.
the job done. Now, minus the actual scandal that was taking place in that show, because she was,
Gotcha. Okay. Let's jump to music now. If you could jump into your favorite, tell us what kind of music you like, what kind you listen to. If you could jump in to perform with your favorite act, your favorite band, who would it be? Would you play an instrument? Would you sing? Where are we going to see you on stage?
Well, I used to sing in the choir when I was a little girl. So I think that, well, I used to have, a nice voice. I listen to all types of music. you put it on and I can jam to it. But I'm a R&B type girl.
When you're in your pregame routine, it's game time. Where do you listen to get pumped up?
Oh, well, it's some rap going on when I'm getting ready to play. I got to get the energy up to get ready to play. So there's a lot of rap music going on there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Good answer. All right, now it's karaoke time. We're cutting loose. We're away from the game. What's your favorite karaoke song? Your go-to karaoke song?
Karaoke. Oh, that's a hard one. Um, oh, you got me stumped on that one.
All right, tell us about your favorite food. Your maybe a pregame meal or your favorite food item. You a foodie?
I love nachos. That's probably not good for pregame. So pregame, I'm probably going to get a Subway sandwich, something that is not too heavy, to get me through the game.
All right, fair enough. Good answers. Hey, anything you want to say about your team or to your team? You gave us a great recap of all the programs that are going on. So thank you for that again. Yeah, but any last parting shots about your team or something to say to your squad?
Um, this year we're going with the slogan that best is the standard. I borrowed that from Dabo down at Clemson. And so that's something that we want to keep in our focus this year. I tell the girls, hey, give me your best every day, whatever that is, and we're going to see some improvement. So I'm excited to see what the season brings, and I am hoping that we can get over that by district round slump that we've been in the last couple of years and actually make it to the playoffs. And hopefully, this group of girls will see what it feels like to win a playoff game.
Outstanding. Coach, thank you for joining us on the Moco Sideline Sports Show today. Is it okay if we check in with you during midseason? We want to hear how your squad is doing, and we want to get a recap from you again on all of the other programs in the athletic department at Conroe High School.
Absolutely. I'd love to have you check in, and we'll also have Sportcast Media following us, so they'll be providing recaps if anybody wants to like keep up and read about our games, and of course, nice pictures of me being so pleasant on the sidelines.
All right. Hey, again, thank you so much. We'll be catching up with you real soon. Thank you, Coach. Have a
Thank
great day.
you. You too.
So Coach did get back to us and let us know that the freshman cross country runner that set that new school record was Blake Lantane or Lantanya. Blake, I apologize if I'm getting the last name wrong. Lantanya or Lantane set a new school record for freshmen, 10 minutes and 11 seconds. Now that's a 3 mile, basically a 5,000 meter run. I don't know if I could do it that fast in a bicycle. So 10 minutes in a 3 mile run. Congratulations to Blake setting a new school record. That takes an incredible amount of ambition and talent and passion for what you're doing, and a great amount of commitment. We try to talk a little bit about ambition this program as an incredible skill. I never did run cross country, but my oldest son actually did, and that was my first introduction to that sport. You know, it's one thing to be a part of a program like a football squad, volleyball, all the different team sports that we talk about here, basketball as well. It's exciting to be able to step out onto the court and the field and hear the cheers and things like that. But that takes a very special type of athlete to run that sport. That is absolutely one of the worst spectator sports I think I've ever seen, because as a parent trying to watch your child run, you get to see about the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes of the race, and then the rest of the time they're off into the woods and the trails and everywhere, and you don't really get to see much of it. And you're out there on that track, on that course alone, and it is just you against the other runners. And what an incredible amount of ambition and commitment that takes. And that's kind of a great parody for life, actually, if you think about it. And so developing that ability to set a goal, work towards it, and meet a goal is a great way to develop your ambition, which is something that you can definitely apply later in life as you get into the workplace and things like that. So congratulations to Blake and all the other cross-country runners that are out there doing it this fall. There's some other success stories, and we look forward to hearing more of those. Thank you, obviously, to Coach and Assistant AD Ken Mizell at Willis and Tamisha Houston from Conroe High School for joining us. Great insight to what's going on with their squads and their programs, and again, just more stories about what's going on in our community. People, folks, continue to support and listen to the show, but please provide your ideas, stories as they continue. Folks are starting to reach out to me, both personally and through email. You can reach me by email at the Moco Sideline Sports Show at gmail.com. Send some of these great stories about runners and water polo and year-round golf, and as basketball starts to heat up and that season's coming, please reach out and send us some of these great stories, and we want to hear all about it so that we can share with the community. So again, that's Moco Sideline Sports Show at gmail.com. Now you can also find us on Facebook, and you can comment and post there, and of course please listen on YouTube, Spotify. We'll be up on Apple hopefully with this episode as it posts. We're getting that streaming service all set up as well. So we're continuing to grow our audience and continuing to grow the show. Thank you to Lone Star Community Radio for letting us do this and letting us bring these stories to you. So this can definitely be an interactive kind of show where you reach out to us and we cover some great things. But certainly I'm trying to keep my eyes and ears as to what's going on out in the community and report back to you with what's going on. And especially as volleyball and football get into playoffs, we'll try to get not only some more of the coaches on, but we've been trying to reach out through the programs to talk to some of the players as well. We actually had talked to Ken Mizell about interviewing Jermaine Bishop himself. Coach referenced him, and he is a great local talent and seems to be a great individual, a great human as well. And so we want to start talking to some of the athletes and players as well. As we wrap it up today, just want to thank you all for listening. Again, you can get more information about this show and other shows at irlonestar.com, irlonestar.com. Lots of great content on Lone Star Community Radio. Thank you, as always, to Dick, our amazing producer. He's the prince of the podcast, does a great job behind the scenes, and couldn't do any of this, literally, without Dick. So thank you for all you do to run the station. And thank you to all of you for listening. Spread the word, and let's see if we can get more people listening and sharing more of these great stories about our local talent. Thanks again. You've been listening to the Moco Sideline Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike Thomas. We'll see you next time.